beautiful little unicorns, and welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time that you're on my channel, I'm Vanessa and I, and welcome to the fam. So you guys, today's reading is truly a life-changing one that is going to bring some epiphanies to you. Today's reading is all about the things that you need to know, and I mean urgently. So in order to help you figure out exactly what you need to know right now, I have prepared 4 groups that you can choose from, and I would like you to pick one of these 4 groups intuitively. So out of these 4 stones, I want you to go with whichever stone that you feel the most drawn to. That is the right mineral for you. So regarding the 4 groups, they are as follows. We have the black tourmaline, we have the amazonite, we have the clear quartz, as well as the howlite. And if you're completely new to my channel and pick a card readings, first of all, where have you been? And second of all, the timestamps can be found down below in the description box, as well as pinned to the comment section. That way, once you have chosen the group of your choice, you can click your corresponding timestamp and fast forward to your reading. And if you enjoyed your reading, make sure that you subscribe to my channel in order to never miss out on another reading that is relevant to your life. So yeah, you guys, as you know, we like to keep things efficient here in the Unicorn fam and on my channel in general. So I don't want to spend any more time within the intro. I would rather spend more time within your individual reading. So I'm going to be starting off with the first group, which corresponds to the black tourmaline, and to all the other groups, I will catch you at the click of your timestamp. Hello and welcome to your reading, group number 1. You chose the black tourmaline. So group number 1, first and foremost, a few reasons why you may have chosen this mineral. So the black tourmaline is a very protective stone. It can protect you against negativity as well as EMFs, which is maybe exactly why you chose this stone. But let us move straight into your reading to figure out exactly what you need to know. So first we have security, we have purity, as well as flexibility. So one thing that I see here is that you need to urgently know that everything is going to be okay. Group number 1, you may be freaking out, okay? There may be a lot of negativity around you that you don't know how to deal with. And this all comes from this little card here called purity. So purity showed up in your reading because you're most likely the kind of person who still believes in good core values, who still believes in, you know, being nice. I know that seems so weird in today's day and age, but wow, like you are still one of those people. So one thing that I see here is the fact that things are moving very quickly in your life as well as in this world, and it's kind of freaking you out. I see that building security is something that is important to you, but at the same time, you're afraid that you will not be able to do so. So your guides want you to be flexible, okay? Flexibility showed up in your reading for a reason. Group number 1, you have to be flexible as to how you create your security. So if you're, for instance, very worried about your financial security and about your future in regards to that, know that you can be a bit more flexible than you are right now. You can build other streams of revenue. You do not need to rely on, say, one job or sort of one stream of income. There are other ways how you can make sure that you're making the most out of your time, as well as accumulating the most security that you can. Furthermore, security may be something that you're really worried about when it comes to your health, when it comes to your family. And I want you to know here that just allowing yourself to be as healthy as you possibly can be is the solution. You cannot change anybody else's habits. You cannot change how, say, your family eats. You cannot change your family's unhealthy habits, your friends' unhealthy habits. But what you can do is be there for them emotionally as well as physically when they need you. And of course, just give them some bomb advice when they're open to receiving advice. People aren't always open to receiving advice, and there's no point in you wasting time on trying to give them advice at that point in time. Just wait till things have calmed down. If, for instance, somebody is in your life who smokes a lot, who drinks a lot, and you're really worried about their health, make sure that you pick the right moment in order to speak to them about it, and pick a way how you can inspire them. Make them look at it as like, what's in it for me? What do I have to gain? Because if not, they're just gonna see what they have to lose, which is not your point. You, of course, just want your friend, your family member to be around a little longer than, you know, if something were to happen to them through the fact that they're not living healthily. So make them feel as though there's so much more to gain than to lose. Let's move further into your reading group, though. Group number 1, we have freedom as well as delight. So one thing that you need to know right now is the fact that freedom is something that you can experience now. You don't need to wait till you have financial security, stability, till you have reached a certain point in your career to enjoy freedom. You can have a great time right now. That is one thing that I see in Delight. You just need to allow it to happen, group number one. I see that you are often the person who is getting in your own way. That is right, group number one. You get in your way. You get in the way of your happiness. You get in the way of your success. So just get out of the way. Throw any thoughts that are binding you to negative patterns, negative thoughts. Throw all of that away. You don't need it. Out into the trash, group number one, because that is just inherently holding you back. So I want you to know that freedom can be experienced now, but you have to let go of some negative thought patterns as well as self-limiting beliefs, okay? Those are the worst. You do not need those in your life, group number one. So much can change within your life if you just let go of that. So allow yourself to get out of the way. Allow yourself to stop influencing yourself negatively. So then we have boundaries as well as choice. So this is 100% your choice, group number one, and there's a reason why you chose this reading. If you made it up until this point of your reading, make sure that you leave a little lightning bolt emoji down below to let me know, and also to let me know that you're here, you're present, you're energetic about the fact that it is your choice. You do not need to keep living life in a way how you don't want to live life. You don't need to keep doing anything that you do not want to do. And that is 100% true. If you really do not want to do something, there is nobody in this world who can force you to do it. If you really do not want to get up in the morning and go to your job or go to your school, wherever it is that you go, you do not have to. That there is absolutely a choice there. But you need to understand here that when you set boundaries between yourself and thoughts that are limiting you, that is when great things can happen. And that is something that I find personally very difficult to do. And I get in my way a lot as well, group number one. So I totally get you. I am not judging. I just want you to finally experience what it's like to put yourself out of the range, okay? Just put yourself out of the picture. Extract anything that is holding you back. Extract anything that is holding your soul back, which can sometimes be you and your thoughts, which can sometimes be where you are in your head right now. So I'm sure you guys know exactly what I mean. Sometimes it's difficult to explain exactly. Okay, so the cards are speaking today. Sometimes it's difficult to explain the exact meaning, but I think you guys 100% understand as usual. So one thing that I see here is that romance is coming your way. So if you're already in a relationship, know that there is going to be a new sort of romantic flame that ignites for you, a new kind of chapter where you feel like there is more love, where you feel like there's more freedom of speech, there is more connecting, there's more flexibility, and there's just more purity and honesty between you and your romantic partner. Obviously, if you're single, you know what this means. You know that this means that things are cozying up. You're most likely going to meet somebody. You're most likely going to be engaged in some sort of romantic relationship. And if you believe, one thing that I see here is that you just need to believe a little more in yourself and your abilities, and to take any part of yourself that is limiting you out of the equation. So know that belief is something that is so powerful. There are people who have had beliefs that have been so strong that they have kept them from getting very sick, from succumbing to different illnesses, and really have been able to protect them in many ways. But group number one thing that you also need to be very aware of is that belief has also cost a lot of people their lives, and still does every single day. So I don't just mean people who are, for instance, told that they're terminally ill, even though there is a chance for them to turn things around, but the belief of just life already being gone ingrained so deeply in them that they succumb to that. That is one scenario. But another thing that I want you to think of is the fact that we have so many people who feel internally dead, who feel internally down, because they have that belief that they cannot turn their life around, or things aren't going to be any different, or they cannot truly be successful. So you may be somewhere in between, you know, feeling abundant and being a little bit internally dead, and that is completely fine. We all go through different phases of believing in ourselves. Life is a multifaceted space, and I don't want you to feel that just because you've had a bad day, you've had a bad life. That is not it, group number one, and that is not the vibe. But what I want you to know and to believe in is the fact that if your thoughts can create amazing things, then your thoughts can also hinder you. So make sure that you're making the most out of your thoughts. Make sure that you're making the most out of your belief, and your belief is set 100% on you, your goals, as well as happiness, and just doing something that is meaningful and purposeful for this world. You need to believe in yourself so much more, group number one. Somebody had to tell you. You can dream bigger, you can achieve bigger. Just write it down, visualize it. Write goals every month and watch yourself achieve those goals. You're capable of it. You just need to believe, and you just need to not limit yourself in your mind, and things will all of a sudden start changing on the outside within your physical realms and your life. So group number one, this is the reading that I received for you. These are the things that you had to know and had to hear right now. Let me know down below what really hit home and what messages that you feel like you really needed and really uplifted you. And I will see you in one of my upcoming videos. Hello, group number two, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Amazonite, group number two, and I want to do a quick close-up on this stone and just to show you how lovely it really looks. So the Amazonite is for anybody who has kind of like a short fuse, a hot temper right now, and needs to cool down and relax a little bit. So that may be exactly why you chose this stone, group number two, but it may also be for other reasons that we're about to figure out. So let's see what you need to know. So we have pleasure, abundance, as well as potential. So one thing that I see here for you is that you need to know that abundance is coming towards you. Right now, you may feel as though a few of your projects and a few of the aspects in your life do not have as much potential as they actually do have. I see that it's important for you to always see things as having a lot more potential than you currently do, because I feel like you're the kind of person that doesn't really take credit. You're the kind of person that doesn't really allow themselves to say, hey, I've had an amazing idea. I could probably create my dream life just by following this path. That is not you. You feel kind of more critical. You feel kind of more like there are obstacles along the way, and you feel as though gaining abundance, more abundance in your life, is more of like a difficult task. Group number two, you need to know that if you say something is going to be difficult, guess what? It is going to be difficult. But if you tell yourself it's going to come with ease, it's going to just happen, you're going to be able to, of course, put work towards it and be disciplined, but at the same time, it's not going to kill you to get abundance. It's not going to kill you to get to a point where you can enjoy the pleasures that life has to offer. So keep that in mind, group number two. That is one thing that you have to hear. It's one thing that you have to know in order to make your life so much easier. Okay, so keep telling yourself that things are easy to do. Trust me, it works. When you're doing a task that you don't want to do, that you tell yourself, oh my God, this task is so easy. Even though you think in your head, oh, I really don't want to be doing this right now, trust me, the task will all of a sudden become easier. You will all of a sudden be done with it quicker. I have done this before for things that I have been procrastinating, but with doing, I have just been putting it off for weeks. And all of a sudden when I tell myself, oh my God, this is so easy, this is like so simple, why didn't I do this earlier? I not only get to be in a better mood, but I also get to do the task quicker, more efficiently, and with less pain and agony. Because let's face it, when you're procrastinating things and you finally get around to doing it, it's just, it's a struggle, group number two, if you know what I mean. Then we have solitude, we have protection, as well as wisdom. So one thing that you need to hear right now is that it's okay to be alone. So for whatever reason, you may have been kind of in a lonely space or feeling like nobody truly understands where you're coming from or what you're going through. I want you to know that this is something very interesting that is happening in your life right now. I see that you're accumulating more life wisdom, which is something that a lot of people go through, but also a lot of people kind of lack because they never allow themselves to take that time in solitude to protect this new wisdom, to protect this new knowledge in order to allow it to crystallize, okay? So you're going through different realizations and epiphanies about people, about the world, about yourself, about life in general. Allow yourself to feel those with full force. It may bring up different kinds of emotions. You may feel like crying, you may feel like laughing, you may feel like just being completely hysterical. And it is not always 100% safe to have other people around when you're going through this, okay? You may feel, like I said, kind of easily triggered, kind of hot-headed, kind of, you may feel like you have kind of like a short fuse and like you cannot stand anybody's comments right now. That is completely okay, group number 2. Know that sometimes you have to go through some growth by yourself, otherwise you may damage some relationships. Furthermore, I want to implement a little side note here on spiritual growth as well as just spiritual enlightenment. It is always depicted to be something so fabulous, something so glamorous. It is not. When you come to that epiphany, when you come to that enlightenment, you're going to want to scream it out into the world. You're going to want to tell everybody, and people are going to think that you're crazy because you are so passionate about it, because you find so much pleasure in this new way of life that you have found. So try and keep it to yourself just for your own safety, and try to just allow the growth to happen behind closed doors in a way how you can get to a point where you manage your emotions properly before you start endangering your safety and other people's safety. And I just mean like emotionally. Some people have family members who feel as though when they're not doing very well, they're afraid that maybe they're taking some sort of substances or something is wrong with them, and I do not want you to get into that situation. So that is what I mean with protecting yourself. If you have a very open-minded community, you may want to share things a little earlier, a little sooner on. So that is a decision that you need to make, because only you know who you can share what information with how soon along. But I'm just saying, protect yourself if you need to, group number 2. Now we have meditation brings answers as well as don't stop. So definitely do not stop, group number 2. You are on the right path. And this is something that you have to hear, that you have maybe been missing. You have maybe been thinking to yourself, I feel lost. What is going on? Why am I having this sort of spiritual enlightenment, but it's not fabulous, it's not glamorous, and it's making me feel crazy? I want you to meditate, okay? Meditation does bring answers. Oftentimes when I meditate and I'm in a really sort of difficult place, I don't feel sad when I'm meditating per se, but somehow the tears just still flow. Sometimes the tears just still start running down my eyes, and like I said, I don't feel choked up. I don't feel like I have that heavy heart like when I would do my usual ugly cry, okay? I feel almost like there's a weight being lifted off of me, and that is why I'm crying. I feel so much lighter, if you know what I mean. So allow yourself to experience that. That is really something that I recommend for you to go through, to experience, and to use as kind of like a security blanket for when you feel like you're losing it, group number 2. Then in don't stop, I mean, obviously, you know, keep going. Your path is the right path. Do not stop following your passions if you have started following your passions. And if you're thinking of going down a different route, a route that is more inspired, that is more full of creativity, don't stop, okay? And the same goes for if you're trying to build a business, if you're trying to build something for yourself. There are so many challenges, there's so many obstacles. I know this from experience, and especially when you're trying to make something that you're passionate about, like your main gig, it can be scary. But don't think about what could go wrong. Just think about your next steps. Just think about everything that could go right. Think of everything that you do as an investment. You know what I mean? So if you spend time really actually doing self-care, you know, working out, taking a nice hot bath, making sure that you're meditating, that you're mentally in a good spot. See this as an investment in yourself as well as your future. Do not feel guilty of taking care of yourself and your needs, as well as just educating yourself, okay? If you want to get that ebook, that online course, if you want to go to a seminar, go invest in yourself. You will feel so amazing after you have added that value to your life, and it is 100% worth it. I mean, oftentimes we mull over the things that are really investments in ourselves, but other things like clothes, like dinners, we just do that without thinking. So allow yourself to sort of reevaluate how you spend your money and how you invest it. A dinner is a nice experience, but sometimes that money could better be invested in a book, going to some sort of seminar with a friend instead of a dinner, or, you know, eating at home and saving it to actually invest in your business. But just a little tip, group number 2. Then we have unconditional love as well as hydrate. So Have you had anything to drink today, group number 2? If you have not, leave a little water emoji down below. Actually, also if you have, leave a little water emoji down below. I just want to know if you made it up until this point of the reading. So furthermore, in hydrate, we have the obvious. Make sure that your body is hydrated. Make sure that you're not thirsty, because when you become thirsty, your body is actually already dehydrated. Fun fact for you right there, group number 2. Furthermore, I want you to allow yourself to emotionally feel fulfilled. In unconditional love, one thing that I see here is that you may have felt sort of like dehydrated, thirsty, if you will, when it comes to feeling emotionally fulfilled. But I want you to know that unconditional love, there are not very many sources where you get unconditional love from. Unfortunately, a lot of lovers these days are conditional lovers. A lot of friendships are conditional friendships. But once you find that unconditional love, and I'm not just talking from your mom, group number 2, but if that is the only unconditional love you have right now, and maybe your pet, then that is completely fine. All I'm saying is that you have to really cherish that, and you can hydrate yourself from that. And by hydrate, I mean give your cells what it needs. Give your emotional space what it needs, which is feeling loved, which is engaging with that person, with that living being, which is just expressing your unconditional love back, as well as fully accepting it. I feel like we so often forget the people who unconditionally love us just because we're constantly looking for validation from other sources, from exterior sources. But look at your space. Look at your interior sources, if you will, the ones that are closest to you. You most likely already have everything that you need in order to feel loved and in order to feel emotionally just validated, happy, and fulfilled. So group number 2, do not look past all of these special people that are in your life right now, all of these special living beings. I do not want to exclude any 4-legged, 8-legged, however many legged friends, and just allow yourself to bask in this love, okay? Not many people are most likely as fortunate as you are in this world, so the least you can do is really enjoy it. The least you can do is show gratitude that you even have people who unconditionally love you. So don't forget about those, group number 2, and most importantly, take care of yourself. Take care of your dreams. Abundance is on its way, but don't stop. When there are hurdles, keep going, group number 2. I want to motivate you to continue to carry on down the route that you're supposed to be on. So group number 2, this is the reading that I received for you. I truly hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that you found it motivational, inspirational, and of course, insightful. So I hope that you have an amazing day or night wherever you are in this world, and I will see you in one of my upcoming videos. Hello, group number 3, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the clear quartz, group number 3, which is a stone with which you can cleanse your cards, you can cleanse other crystals, and you can just cleanse things in general. So that may be why you chose this stone. But I want to move straight into your reading to figure out exactly what you need to hear. So we have openness, power, as well as embracing. So one thing that I see here is that you need to reclaim your power, group number 3. So nobody may have told you this, but you have a lot of power out there in the universe, out there with toxic people, toxic friendships, toxic situations. These may even be situations that you are fabricating in your own head, in your own mind, and you have to reclaim your power. That is one thing that I see here, because in order to fully embrace life, be mindful, and live in the moment, the only way you can do that is by reclaiming your power to do so. If your power is somewhere with a toxic friend because you're constantly thinking about their problems, because those are the only problems that ever get mentioned, but yours kind of like stay behind, or you have a toxic situation in your head where, for instance, you're really depressed, you feel really down, or you just don't believe in yourself like you would like to, I want you to know that in order to just embrace life, you are going to have to be open to letting go of that. So you may think to yourself, group number 3, what are you talking about? Be open to that. Like, of course I want that to go away, but a lot of us secretly do not want that to go away. A lot of us secretly use these things as a safety blanket. There's a reason why it's so hard to leave a toxic relationship, toxic marriage, toxic friendship, toxic thought pattern, because we have found comfort in it, because it has become a habit. Group number 3, you have to be open to letting go of those habits. And the first way how you can actually get there, the first step is admitting it to yourself. Any toxic habits that you have, one habit at a time. Any toxic connection, relationship that is in your life, one connection at a time, look at it and say to yourself, this is toxic. This either needs to change. This either needs to turn into something that is habitually positive instead of negative, or I need to leave this altogether. I need to completely exchange this connection for either a different connection, no connection at all, a different thought pattern, no thought pattern at all, but something just needs to go here. So I want you to admit this to yourself, group number 3. And I know you guys call me the queen of calling you out, but to be honest with you, I'd rather be that tarot reader that's kind of like a big sister that tells you the honest truth and allows you to really improve things in your life than to just tell you what you want to hear, because I want the best for you. I want you to thrive. I want us all to thrive. I live in a mindset of abundance where I do not believe that because somebody else is doing well, I can't do as well, or just because somebody else's plate is full, my plate is going to be empty. You know, that is just not the vibe on this channel. We all want to thrive, but we also all want to be honest to each other. So if you agree with that, if you can appreciate that, group number 3, then leave a little emoji of a star down below just to let me know. But let's move further into your reading. So we have healing chaos as well as blessings. So one thing that I see here is that things are a little bit chaotic, but it can be healed, okay? So when you come to that realization of some of these patterns that you don't need, some of these things that are taking away your personal power to be more successful and to be happier and more fulfilled within your life, you will feel as though like healing the chaos is a really big daunting task, but at the same time I see a lot of hope there, okay? I see that just admitting to yourself what is not so great or where you could improve is already so big of a step for you that everything from there on you just see as a positive. You see any little improvement as you going a step in the right direction, which is a great mindset, group number 3. I need to steal that from you, okay? Every little step you see as kind of like going towards the right direction, and it's not hard for you. You just put on those hiking boots and you start going down the trail of actually making a change. So one thing that I see here is that healing chaos is something that you can naturally do. Maybe because you've had to heal so many chaotic situations, or because, you know, you're just a driven person. Either way, in blessings, I see here that you need to know that there are blessings coming towards you. So group number 3, don't feel intimidated by your reading. This is not a reading to intimidate you. This is a reading to motivate you and move you further along towards the life that you want to lead. But I want you to also look at blessings in the moment right now. If we're constantly looking at, you know, blessings in the future, we're constantly going to be living in a now that is looking towards the future. You know what I mean? So for instance, if you say to yourself, oh, I'll be the best, happiest, kindest person once I am wealthy, and then you accumulate a little more wealth and a little more wealth, and you say to yourself, oh, I'm going to be the kindest, nicest person once I'm even wealthier. Like, you keep saying you need more and more in order to be that person, in order to live that life. And guess what you need to do? You need to stop that right now, group number 3. You need to start leading that life of being the happiest, kindest, healthiest person. Whatever it is that you want to do, you have to start leading it now. Because guess what? If you're constantly looking to, oh, I will, what do you think is going to happen? You're constantly going to be in the I will cycle, which never actually accomplishes anything. But when you start your I am cycle, I'm doing this, I'm living this, this is who I am, that is when that is who you become. That is when your life actually starts to look like that. It's not just preparing to look like that constantly, it is actually starting to take shape towards the things that you're expressing. So we have a year from now as well as abundance. Okay, so we have blessings as well as abundance within your reading, group number 3. This is very favorable. So isn't this crazy how we started off with you needing to reclaim your power, and now what we can see is that a year from now you have an amazing flow of abundance coming towards you, group number 3. So this is something that I want you to see as a really special sign that this is the right reading for you, especially if you've been feeling like some of your power has been lost and you have to reclaim it. Okay, this is the exact right reading for you if you're somebody who has sort of like been procrastinating, living in the moment, and who says, I will be happy when X, Y, and Z. Be happy now, but also look forward to these blessings, this abundance that is coming as like an extra little gift a year from now. So that doesn't mean that abundance can't be here now. That doesn't mean that blessings can't be enjoyed now. But know that by shifting your mindset, there will be this huge life change, this huge sort of like explosion, if you will, of abundance a year from now. And a year is not that long a time. Just think a year back. That was not so long ago, right? So think to yourself all of the things that you can change within a year to just lead this new life that is just filled with abundance that you may have never imagined possible prior, you know. And this is just something that I want you to hold on to, group number 3. I want you to hold on to living in the now, enjoying the now, but also look forward to all the abundance that is yet to come, that you have yet to experience. And then we have a guardian, as well as hidden blessings and awareness. Okay, so group number 3, let's see what we have here. So one thing that I see here is hidden blessings, okay? And in the hidden blessings, we already kind of spoke about that right here. And the fact that this card showed up basically 2 times in your reading just shows that you have a lot of blessings that have not been acknowledged. So it is important for you to start acknowledging those now, because one thing that I see in the guardian is that somebody is watching over you. This could be a person, this could be sort of like your spirit guides, just if you can feel this presence around you sometimes. But it's comforting. It's not scary, it's not something intimidating, it's comforting. It's something that makes you feel as though, just like a warm hug, if you will. So I want you to really express gratitude for all of these hidden blessings, just to show that you're ready for even more. Because guess what? If you cannot enjoy the blessings that are in your life right now, if you cannot just see blessings for what they are, or see hidden blessings as just this amazing extra surprise in your life, then the universe, your guides, will feel as though you're not ready for more, because you can't be grateful right now. So one thing that I want you to know in awareness is that just becoming more conscious, becoming more aware is something that will really improve your life, as well as just improve your emotional well-being. Not only will that attract more abundance into your life, group number 3, but it will also make you feel emotionally more fulfilled and like you're having more of a purposeful life. Being aware every single day of your emotions, of what you're going through, but also of you choosing to consciously live in the moment is a beautiful thing. And I want you to start doing that. It is an important message for you to hear. It is an important message for you to do, and know that a lot of sort of support can be taken out of your guides that are constantly with you. This may be a kind of law of attraction force that you can feel. This can just be something inside you. This can even be yourself, your spirit, your intuition that you feel is your guide. So group number 3, this is the reading that I received for you. I truly hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Let me know down in the comment section what really hit home, and I will see you in one of my upcoming videos. Hello, group number 4, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Howlite, group number 4, and the Howlite is a stone that is calming and that allows you to find mental clarity, which may be exactly why you felt drawn to this stone. But let's move into your reading to figure out exactly what you need to know right now. So we have opportunity, patience, and release. So group number 4, it is clear to me right from the start of your reading the fact that you need to be a little bit more patient. I feel as though you would like to have things move quicker than they can right now, and it's important for you to wait out some of the most amazing opportunities, because sometimes when an opportunity lands on your plate, lands on your desk, you think, let me go for it, this is a great opportunity. But sometimes there are other opportunities that are on their way that are bigger, greater, grander, better for your life, but because you're impatient, you go with option A, which was the smaller, less abundant option. So right now, one thing that I see that you need to know is the fact that there is a great, really, really big opportunity coming your way, and you can most likely already feel it. You can most likely already feel where it is coming from, what direction it is going to bring you to, but there are smaller opportunities that are tempting you. So this could be, for instance, in love. You may feel like, okay, like let me try this relationship with this person, even though I don't feel 100% loved or 100% like the first choice. Don't do that. That is not the right opportunity. The opportunity for proper love is still coming. Be patient. The same goes for your career. You may think to yourself, oh, this is a nice option. I could make a little bit of an extra income, but at the same time, I kind of feel like what I really want might take a little bit more time to manifest. I mean, you can take that option for the time being, but do not set your mind to it. Do not take an option that will close off what you really want. And that is what it's all about. I want you to release anything that you just kind of like half-ass want. Am I supposed to be saying that? That you only want like a little bit, but not really. You know, it's like okay for the time being, but it's not really what you want, just like we spoke about with the relationship. So if you have made it to this point in the video, leave a little like autumn leaf. Those, you know, those orange leaves, those acorn tree leaves from the emojis, leave that down below in the comment section to let me know that this is the group that you chose and that you're ready to release. You're ready to release anything that you have just been okay with, but not satisfied with, okay? So in order to truly be satisfied, sometimes you need to give things time to manifest and to become your personal reality. Then we have blessings. Okay, so group number 4, you need to know that blessings are coming towards you. You need to know that this newfound approach of only loving everything that you allow into your life, not just being okay with it, but actually loving it, is going to come with a lot of blessings, and it's just going to come with a lot more satisfaction. And that is one thing that I learned with things even as simple as clothing. Don't take something just because it's on sale. Don't purchase something just because it's a good deal or it will do. Purchase something because you love it, because all of the things that you purchase because they're okay, guess what? It's going to affect you every single day. Every single day you're going to think to yourself, oh, this doesn't fit that well. It doesn't look that great. It's not actually what I wanted. You're going to constantly be reminded of that. And guess what that may do to you subconsciously if you're constantly being reminded about something that you chose that was just not really it, that was just not really 100% what you wanted. When on the other hand, you could have given things a little more time, say to save a little more or to just look a little harder for something that you actually loved. You know, you could have actually implemented a bit more patience and then made sure that things were the way that they needed to be. So of course, I want you to pick the latter option. I want you to make sure that you allow blessings to come towards you and that you always choose things that you love in order to attract more of those blessings. Then in new beginnings, one thing that I see is that there are new beginnings starting for you, group number 4, as soon as you start to implement that. So implementing loving everything in your life is just going to put such a new, amazing energy into this world, into your realms, that you're going to think like, wow, who is she? Who is he? Okay, what is going on here? It's going to be new beginnings, and it's going to be really amazing new beginnings where you think to yourself, why did I not live this way sooner? Okay, and group number 4, I know that you guys love to call me the queen of calling you out, but I do it because I love you, okay? I do it because I want the best for you. I do it because I believe that there is enough in this world to go around for all of us. And if you're doing amazing, I'm doing amazing. Just because somebody is successful doesn't mean that I'm going to be any less successful. I truly believe in this communal kind of high vibration that can change the world. I truly believe in the fact that just each and everybody's mood can have a domino effect. If I'm kind to one person and that person is kind to another person, so we're already 3 people who have had this effect of being, you know, nice to others. You know what I mean, okay? The domino effect, all of a sudden it's like a big wave, okay? How one person being kind to you one day can turn your entire day around, and imagine people doing that for others all the time. Imagine how much better the entire vibe would be on this planet if that were to happen. So be that person to initiate it. Be that person to have these amazing new beginnings, to embrace your new beginnings, and to take other people along with you on the journey. And then we have triggers as well as self-love. Okay, so group number 4, we're getting a little deep here, okay? We're getting into a part of your reading that goes into the emotional realms. So this may be something that causes you to cry every now and then, and it may be very hard for you to talk about, but there are certain triggers in your life that cause you to actually stop loving yourself sometimes, and not like loving yourself forever necessarily, but that just cause you to have this little rift between yourself and the care that you take for yourself. You do not engage as much in self-love. You do not engage as much in taking care of you the way you really should, group number 4. So I want you to know here that the triggers could be anything. The triggers could be something that sets off, say, a habit of an eating disorder. The triggers could be somebody saying something to you who you are romantically interested in, and it all of a sudden makes you feel so much less attractive and so much less worthy. It could also be your parents that know exactly what buttons to push in order to make you feel bad, sad, or like you're not doing well enough. So I want you to really look out for that, group number 4. It is so essential for you to hear that those triggers can be switched off. Those triggers only herald power if you give them that power. Now, if you take all the power away from those triggers, what are they? They're not even triggers, they're nothings. They have no effect on your life, they have no effect on your well-being or your self-love, because your self-love is essential, group number 4, and that is where I see that you're allowing people to hit you, and that is really a blow below the belt, group number 4, so don't allow that. You don't need to allow that. And I say that not only when it comes to, you know, just people not being so kind. I mean, also other people who you don't know at all, you know, entire communities, entire societies that basically say, we only like one type of specimen of person. When you give that power, when you give that more attention, guess what? It fuels the fire, it grows, it validates. So sometimes the best thing for you to do is to just deactivate the trigger, deactivate the power of negativity and the power of oppression, because that is how you really make it kind of like not have any power at all. Just like people say the opposite of hate isn't love, it's indifference. So the opposite of, you know, allowing these triggers to do something to you is not combating them, is not fighting the triggers. It is just switching them off. It is just telling them, I don't care about that. Who are you? Who is she? I don't know her. Okay, that is one thing that you need to start to do, group number 4, that is so inherently essential for you to hear. Then we have a let go. So you have to just let go of them, group number 4. It is so clear within your reading that those triggers are not worth it. You have bigger fish to fry. You have better things to do within your life. Those triggers need to be let go, and really let go. I don't want you to think about it anymore that same night. I don't want you to still mull over it. Learn to let go, group number 4. Then we have communicate clearly as well as listen to your intuition. So one last thing on letting go though, if you're of a water sign, if you're for instance a fellow Cancerian, this is something that you're going to struggle with, okay? Just a little disclaimer, but it can be done. One thing that I want you to know here in communicate clearly is the fact that you have to really communicate to your mind that this is not what we're doing. If you are not in control over the most powerful tool and machine in your life, which is your mind, which is your brain, then guess what? Your brain is going to just run with whatever is thrown at it. Your brain is not going to function to your advantage every single time. But if you want your thoughts to function to kind of work to your advantage every single time, you have to communicate very clearly what you want, what you don't want. And you have to program this powerful computer that you have in between your ears. You have to program it to, instead of focus on negativity and things that scare you, which is completely natural, but you have to reprogram, you have to rewrite the program to only focus on things that allow you to thrive, that allow you to be positive, and that allow you to let go of any form of toxicity, oppression, negativity, people trying to push you down into the ground. You have to program yourself to completely just disregard, because yes, fighting against it, there are times where you have to fight against that, but those times are a lot less frequent than the times when just ignoring is best, okay? So furthermore, and listen to your intuition, I want you to know that all of the answers that you need, all of the guidance that you need as to how to react to which situation sits within your gut, group number 4. So listen to your intuition, listen to your sixth sense, listen to your heart, you know, what your heart is telling you to do. Don't try and justify your actions through logic every single time. You don't need that. When you feel like something is off, you don't need to first be proven why you think that it's off. You don't, like, for instance, if you inherently feel like you should not put your fire in a camp, like, no. If you, for instance, feel like you should not put your hand in a campfire, you don't need to first put your hand in the fire to then realize or test why you shouldn't have done it. You intuitively knew It was against your nature to do so. You intuitively knew that that was not for you, that it would not be helpful, that it would probably harm you. And I want you to believe in that same instinct and gut feeling that you get in those situations when it comes to relationships as well as opportunities. You know exactly what opportunity is too small. You know exactly what relationship is not 100% emotionally fulfilling for you. Trust your gut. You don't need to first get into the relationship. You don't need to first try the opportunity, because in the end, it can hurt more than it will do you good. Just like holding your hand into that campfire. Yes, you found out that it was dangerous, so I guess that's the plus. But what about all the burns that you suffered? What about the weeks, months, maybe years of healing that you would have to do after such a severe burn? It's not worth it. You should have already listened to your intuition prior to that. You get what I'm saying, group number 4? I think you guys understand exactly what I mean. So group number 4, this is the reading that I received for you. I truly hope that these messages were inspiring. I hope that they hit home, and I hope that they were relatable. Let me know down below what really hit the nail on the head for you, and I will see you in one of my upcoming videos.